Hello, welcome back to Matsuribayashi. Uh, I am fatigued from work, so low energy ate and incoming, though I kind of recovered by eating chicken noodle soup, so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm doing good, dude. I, like a couple weeks ago, I ordered a Higurashi wall scroll and I finally got it. And by a couple weeks, I mean like January. It actually came pretty fairly early, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's kind of tiny though. It's a Higurashi Go. Go? Is that how you say the new anime? G-O-U. Go? It's kind of tiny, to be honest. I didn't really look at the size, but it looks good. Because basically I'm not really much of a... I don't really care how my room looks, so it's basically the same since like high school. With like a lot of posters and stuff, but like one of the posters was kind of spicy, so I wanted to like change it. It's spicy enough to make me feel a little self-conscious. Like I don't care about the other anime stuff, but a spicy anime poster is a little much, so I replaced that with a Higurashi one. Looks good though. I'm happy. It's a little stuffed on one corner, but I'll forgive them. So that's good. Um, Nothing else. Maybe happy early Valentine's Day since Valentine's Day is on a rain day tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, it's locked down in Canada, but, or Ontario. But hopefully you have a good holiday. I mean, I guess it kind of is a holiday since it's on the weekend, but it's not a real holiday. Yeah. Also, there's a special video at 1 p.m. The waifu quiz. I take some waifu quizzes. If you want to check that out, that's kind of fun. Don't do too hot on it though. I think I recorded it a while ago. I also didn't know. I think on the quiz, there's like one quiz where it was like, name the top 100 something waifus from my anime list, and like two Higurashi characters made that. It's kind of insane. I didn't think it was it was that popular to make it on the hot 100. But yeah, I think it was Rena and Rika. Rip me on, I guess. Unlucky. Is that it? I think that's all the news. Oh yeah. After the Valentine's Day, I think that week is that was the bonus series, Long Live the Queen, if you're interested in that. Pretty fun stuff, but yeah, if that floats your boat, you can check that out. But yeah, let's connect some fragments. That's why we're all here. We did a lot of we did the first sacrifice stuff, Oishi backstory. We did this. This is the actual murder. This is them capturing the murder. This is Wishi's backstory with the and that kind of the damn formants too. And we did this research is going well. So I believe we only have two options. We have this, and we have we had one more, right? No. Where was it? Oh, this. What do you want? You want Takano in a freaking in her cool black outfit and Tomodachi? Dude, I want before we get into some sad Satoko stuff, let's some Tomodachi. I hope like Tomodachi turns out like Irie in this fragment stuff where he becomes a better character by a lot. Because I think Irie, like I said before, Irie is definitely moved up a lot in this, just from all the background story and some of his POV stuff. Could be cool. Let's do this. Should work. Yeah. The lights came on in the meeting room as the slideshow ended, and all the auditors began to applaud, praising the Irie institution's dramatic accomplishments.
素晴らしい。実に素晴らしい。本音を言わせてもらえば、私はこのひなみ沢症候群の研究はあまり期待していませんでした。
仮に進むとしても、10年単位で3歩進んで2歩下がるような研究になると思っていました。
Yeah, we're speedrunning.
いやいや。
I guess they are. We're not really on their side.
それが短期間の間にこれだけの成果を上げられるとは。入江所長の努力と指導の賜物です。
そんなことはありません。私を支えてくださる優秀なスタッフとそちらの高野さんのおかげです。
ご謙遜を。
Takano's not wearing her, I guess she changes into it.
やはり脳に関しては入江所長は天才ですわ。
I guess she didn't wear a nurse uniform in Higurashi during the meetings too.
何しろ脳に関しては誰も及ばない実績をお持ちなのですから。
そうですな。あなたと同じ年の医者で、あなたほど大勢の脳みそをご覧になってきた方はおりますまい。
It's probably true. With what we know, he did.
おめでとうございます。
Tomataki, dude. I just we're in a third-person POV this scene.
私もこれで東京に胸を張って報告に帰れます。
This bulky jacket.
富武さんに良いお土産が持たせられて光栄です。あと、ニサというのはご勘弁を。どうしても馴染めませんので。
Oh, I wanted to hear the Risa thing.
おめでとうございます、入江ニサ。私も
Oh, I hear
東京
it.
に胸を張って報告に帰れます。
You hear it?
おめでとうございます、入江ニサ。私もこれで
Isa.
東京に胸を張って
Irie
報告
Isa.
に帰れます。
It sounds more like Nisa to me, but
というか、リサさんって聞こえるんですよね。まるで女性の名前みたいに聞こえますね。
でも二郎さんも影の立役者ですわね。なかなか成果の出せない私たちの予算を二郎さんが懸命に努力して維持してくださったおかげですわ。
Guess back then he's been getting us some big funds, and then in the future he's trying to trim us down a bit. Or he's not trying, but he's a lot less successful.
いやでも今回の成果は劇的です。ひなみ沢症候群の病原体を特定し、今後の研究計画に具体的道筋をつけることができました。以後の進捗監査がとても楽しみになります。
これだけの成果があれば、東京はねちっこく予算を削減しろとは言いますまい。
They're already. I mean, I guess since they're starting up, they would probably look pretty closely at their progress to see if it's just a waste of time.
何しろ皆さんにお出ししている缶コーヒーの予算
Already?
削られそうになったんですものね。
Already trimming the coffee?
富武君、東京にしっかり報告して祝杯が上げられるくらいの予算はつけるよう愚信してあげなさい。
無知ばっかりではいかんね。飴もないとね。
その飴は予算で還元していただけると一番嬉しいのですが。
And with that cognio atmosphere, a routine audit was over. Irie was surrounded and being questioned by National Institute of Infectious Disease Workers who had joined the auditors.
高野さん、おめでとう。みんなの前では言えないけれど、今日の成果は全て高野さんの積み重ねによるものだよ。
ジローさん。
Jiro-san and I are the only ones here who know that strings were pulled in order to create the Irie Institute. So only Jiro-san can understand what I had to go through.
でもこれでようやく研究の舞台に立てたというところね。私の挑むべき相手がようやく同じ土俵に上がってくれただけ。正念場はこれからよ。そしてここからが最も楽しいところになりそうだけど。
それでね、今回の件で中川本部長の方からぜひ東京で報告会をしてほしいと伝言をことづかってるんだ。アルファベットの理事会もぜひ君と会合を設けたいって言ってたよ。
Is that where she puts on her uniform?
みんな君に直接話を聞いてみたいようだね。
Imagine having that as an official uniform, dude. It's so sick.
あらあら、ジローさんを経由した報告じゃ物足りないのかしら。
いやそういう意味じゃないとは思うけどな。きっと噂の美人研究員を直接見てみるんじゃないかななんて。
Good one.
あら嫌だ、ジローさんったら。
失礼します。
Mountain Dog.
高野さんさ、東京からお電話です。
お待たせしました。高野です。
おお、元気にやってるかの。
It's what's his name? Koizumi?
小泉先生。
Yo, I remembered.
わざわざお電話をいただけるなんてとても恐縮でございます。
The music switch. Dude, I bet Koizumi's been pushing the funding too, right? So it's definitely one of the reasons why they're keeping afloat.
いやな、みおちゃんの研究が大金星を挙げたという話が来てな、お祝いを言おうと思って電話したんだ。
ありがとうございます。はい、おかげさまで研究の第一段階であり最大の目標でもあったひなみ沢症候群の病原体特定に成功しました。
そうかそうか。ついにやったな、みおちゃん。天国で高野くんもきっと大喜びしているだろうの。
まだまだですわ。祖父はひなみ沢症候群の病原体特定などという段階を超えて研究していました。人の思想や意志が実は人以外の寄生的存在によって支配されていた可能性。
Well, he was right, kinda.
それを暴いて初めて祖父の研究は偉業と称えられるのです。世界中の思想や宗教が全て寄生虫で説明できたなら世界はひっくり返るくらいの大騒ぎになるでしょうね。
それは愉快だの。偉そうに振る舞っとる宗教家連中が単なる寄生虫の親玉に過ぎんと立証されたら、
Oh boy.
それは本当に愉快だろう
That
な。
would actually like ruin the world. Holy shit. I haven't really thought of it in such a large scale. Well, I have, but I've been like dismissive, but like imagine if they somehow proved that like all religions were from like a parasite. Be freaking mass riots, dude.
ぜひそんな愉快なのを見せてくれ。
We'd be at war with the Vatican.
みおちゃんがそれを見せてくれるまで、
Well, we wouldn't,
私
cause
は天国のお迎えを断り続けてるからな。
I live in Canada, so we probably wouldn't. But
縁起でもありませんわ。
no, dude, is this fragment just gonna end with Koizumi died a couple months later?
でも楽しみにしていてくださいね。きっと世界中があっと驚く発表をしてみせますから。その時に初めて世界中が祖父の偉業を知り、祖父が残した資料を奪い合って読み合うことになるでしょう。そこまで至って 私はようやく祖父への恩返しを終えるのです。
高野君が羨ましいの。
Seriously, dude.
私はな、金この半分は捨ててもいい。あんたみたいな自分の志を継いでくれる孫が一人いてくれたらと思うよ。
It's almost a little scary, but like you can't help but be happy that someone's so dedicated to your work. Your grandchild, I guess.
ありがとうございます。身に余るお言葉です。
Well, not his real grandchild, but you know, grandchild and I mean, sure, grandchild, just not blood related.
あとな、小泉のおじいちゃんからのプレゼントだ。みおちゃん宛てにな、祝杯用のワインを1本送らせた。みおちゃんの家の住所がわからんかったから診療所宛てにしてある。取り寄せに手間がかかってるらしいからちょっと時間がかかるかもしれんが、届いた。
祝杯用にワインなんて。さてさて、小泉先生からどんな高級ワインが届くやら。
そんな高級酒と違う。みおちゃんも覚えとらんかね。
I remembered. I wasn't saying it though. That Koizumi promised to have a drink with Hifumi after the meeting or whatever.
高野君がいつも一本の
Oh,
ワイ
and
ンを
it's the exact same kind of wine too. Good job, dude. Dude, if you want to impress Mio, you gotta just mention the grandfather, dude. It's like a morale booster. I remember. That's right, my grandfather kept a certain bottle of wine. I don't know if he bought it himself or if someone gave it to him. But he treasured it, and he always said he'd open it when his research finally gained recognition. I was a child then, so I don't even remember what brand it was, but Mr. Koizumi would know. He went through all the trouble to find the same bottle of wine for this special occasion. For the first time in a while, Takano felt the same sunny warmth she experienced during her time with her grandfather.
ありがとうございます。小泉のおじいちゃん。
Yeah. Don't worry, you'll feel. I mean, Koizumi's gonna die soonish. I mean, I'm surprised he, Actually, I don't know. I mean, this is either like. It's before the third curse. So it's either like. And it's after the first, so it's either after the second or before the second, but. Yeah, I mean, it made sense, actually, that he's alive. And they only started to go, I don't know. I just thought, like, it's a possibility that the funding would have stopped near the first curse, or, like, post-first curse. And that's why Takano kind of switches her motivation, because we still haven't gotten that, but we will eventually.
やっぱりみおちゃんにはそう呼ばれた方がしっくりくるの。
What do you call you? Uncle Koizumi.
どうもみおちゃんに先生と言われても自分のことだと思えなくてな。
Wahahaha. I can't help but smile along with them. Because I think Tomotaki and Irie were just having a similar exchange.
そう呼ばれる方がお好きでしたら、人前以外ではそう呼んでも結構ですわよ。
できれば人前でもそう呼んでもらえると喜ぶんだがの。
I don't know exactly how old he is, but if he can laugh so energetically, he'll live for many more years to come. I guess the saying about living a long life is true after all.
私も高野くんもみおちゃんのような子が本当の家族だったらと思うよ。本当にな。
My grandfather had his own family, of course. But he was so into his research, he became estranged from his wife. They were legally married, but they lived separately. It's interesting. I mean, I guess back then, can't really, divorce was much more frowned upon. I never met his family when I was a child. I only met them after my grandfather committed suicide. During his latter years, my grandfather went into psychological despair and began to look at his life with cynicism. His condition became worse over time, and he was shocked at his own dementia. He was afraid of living while his consciousness degraded. So he jumped off the rooftop of the hospital. Only my name was in his suicide note. None of his family members' names were in it. That's when all his relatives showed up and took everything my grandfather left behind. They were afraid I was going to get his estate. They had lawyers and all that, so I backed down. I asked for everything in his study for a return. Those idiots don't understand the value of my grandfather's research. They were actually happy to strike a deal out of court, and they could also get rid of the piles of papers and jars with human organs in them. They never even showed up once when he was alive, yet like hyenas, they appeared after his death. I've never let them put their hands all over my grandfather's research. It sucks, man. I mean, I guess it happens. Guess that stuff happens when someone becomes estranged, though. I feel like them being super greedy over the will stuff is always rough. Fortunately, I was able to protect my grandfather's soul from their tainted hands.
それでは長くなると悪いから、これで困ったことがあったらいつでもおじいちゃんに頼りなさい。孫娘のためにいくらでも一肌脱ぐからの。
ありがとう、小泉のおじいちゃん。ミオはもっともっと頑張りますね。
That was nice. Wait, we didn't even get the freaking Mio in uniform. Whatever. We got baited by the preview. It's always nice to see a happy Mio. A happy Mio, not, I mean, she's happy a lot. See, like, she doesn't even have her thing, dude. Baited. Or they just got it wrong. But, yeah, I mean, Mio is happy a lot. It's just, she's usually kind of creepy when she's happy, so. What would that have unlocked? Praise from Uncle? Bigger funding? Not actually sure. Wait, this is it, right? I don't know what Tomotaki's promise is, though. This should be one, though. It's just that and, Satoko's thing. Quick save, because I don't like broken windows, broken fragments on my screen. I don't respect it. What would Tomotaki's promise be to get with Tatano? I think we're probably missing it, but whatever. I'll try it out. Roll of 1. I bricked it. Excuse me. I'm also I'm fatigued and stuffy, so it's not a great combination. And I'm recording late because it's a work day. Dude, we only did one fragment and we're 20 minutes in. Okay, let's start pumping. So we only have this, I think. This is after this for sure, right? Because they're obviously not going to dissect Satoko. And then this will probably be after. Maybe? Okay, whatever. Satoko yeeting her parents. Satoshi-kun is a good brother who takes great care of his sister. He went to visit Satoko-chan straight after school and kept encouraging her to get it better every day. Without even hearing Satoshi-kun's story, it was obvious to me that Satoko-chan never had a good relationship with her step-parents. She especially didn't get along with her stepfather. Satoko-chan even called a child abuse hotline once. Not only that, her parents ended up dying in an accident, so she just wasn't able to withstand all that damage. Satoto-chan is still very young, so everything must have been horrible for her to go through. Fortunately, she has a wonderful brother. Emotional wounds are hard to heal. But nothing heals those wounds better than love from family members. I'm sure one day Satoto-chan will be able to smile again. She's still in shock, but when she talks to Satoshi-kun, she smiles a little bit. Oishi from the police department keeps requesting to see her, but I think they need to protect her for just a little longer. Obviously, this is Irie. While he's passionate about his job, I wish he'd be a touch more sensitive. If he reminds her of her parents' accident, her emotional wounds will start to open again. That's the one point I worry about with Satoto-chan. I heard someone knocking on the door. Takano. Knew it. It was Takano-san. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right, wearing a nurse's uniform like that. On the contrary, it actually looks very good on her. At least better than her default uniform. She's a licensed doctor, so she should wear a white coat and act like one. Maybe this is fun for her, but I think she might just be insulting the real nurses. You're not wrong. I didn't say anything though.
入江先生、ちょっとよろしいですか？
ああ、はい。それではサトシ君、私は失礼します。
あ、はい。
Yo. Satoshi.
サトシ君、こんにちは。さとこちゃんと遊んであげててね。
That's it. I did. That was one of my questions before we knew who the culprit was, because when I was sussing who had like more sus Oishi and or Takano, and I'm like, one of the points was Oishi interacted with Satoshi, but we've never seen Takano do it, so but they have interacted in the past. Nice to see.
ずっと一人でいるからきっと寂しいと思うの。ね。
そんなことございませんわよ。
Satoko. Blushing Satoshi. Dude, his face is so red.
ではサトシ君、よろしくお願いします。
I got up and let Satoshi-kun take over.
ところで、何かありましたか？
ここではなんですので、所長室で。
Dude, I don't know why this didn't pop in my head, but did they like dissect Satoshi? I don't know if they did. Oh no. That'd be like extra brutal. For some reason I didn't think of that, but I'm pretty sure the mom, I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. Are they really dissecting all the killers? Cause like, it's a weird one. It just feels with Rita's mom and Satoshi on the chopping block. Guess we'll have to see though. Takano-san smiled meaningfully. Usually smiles bring happy feelings. But when it comes to Takano-san, that's rarely the case. True.
それは本当ですか？
ええ。簡易検査の結果、レベル3以上と思われる高い発症レベルの可能性が指摘されました。
Okay, so she is level 3 is terminal.
彼女をさらに入院させ、より精度の高い検査を行う。
I was kind of wondering what she was, like level 2 or level 3. I think like last or 2 episodes ago.
結果待ちですが、私の見たところ、レベル4の可能性すらあり得るかと。
Takano-san's eyes sparkled in a weird way. There's a reason for that. For us, finding patients in the terminal stage is a valuable boon to our research. In fact, as a result of dissecting the murder suspect from last year, we've made great progress in our research. In other words, we finally managed to isolate the parasite? Pathogen. We also discovered that when the host dies, the pathogen melts away within a few hours. Once that happens, it's undetectable. That's why we never found the pathogen when we performed autopsies. Our research made a lot of progress after that. What we found in the past year has easily surpassed what the late Dr. Takano found in decades. We're now studying the nature, the effect, and the symptoms of the pathogen, as well as the treatments and vaccines. In other words, a living specimen who's at the terminal stage is a necessity for our research. However, we rarely find a patient who's gone that far, who's reached L5. Hinamizawa syndrome once created a huge number of L5 patients, but today it doesn't have such potency. Because of that, we have to secure L5 patients, or patients who are close to reaching L5 as quickly as possible. Satoto-chan possibly qualifies to be the next sacrifice. To keep this strange disease a secret, we can't let patients who may be at L5 go. We have to run more tests first, then we'll figure out what to do next. In any case, Satoto-chan seems so calm. Her behavior is nothing like the man from last year. Initial tests are in error sometimes. We'll have to wait for the result of a more detailed test to determine how serious her condition is. Random nurse.
経過観察のため入院ということにしましょう。スタッフの皆さんへの手配をお願いいたします。
That sounds like a formal answer, but if the results come back positive, that will be the green light for her dissection. I don't know Satoto-chan that well, but I've known her brother Satoshi-kun through the baseball team for a long time. How could I dissect the apple of Satoshi-kun's eyes? I can feel scary images flashing in my head for the first time.
ご安心を。万事すでに手配させておりますわ。
She smiled as if telling me the dissection is already being prepared for too. Is it just her who's smiling? Am I smiling like her too? When I dissected the man last year, I did feel guilt beforehand. But once I started, it was like I was in paradise. All the pieces of the puzzle that were left by the late Dr. Takano fell into place, and at the same time they didn't. How exciting it was. Knowing that we were the first ones to take the first steps to solve a mystery, that is. I don't even know how to explain this feeling to those who have never experienced it. There's no way to describe it with words. The only thing I can say is that even a year later, I still remember it vividly. So if the results show that Satoshi-kun's beloved sister is to be dissected, can I control myself? Can I stay calm? But that means I'm a failure of a human being. I know very well that the Hojo family was treated poorly by the villagers, and I know that what Satoto-chan had to go through. Also, I know Satoshi-kun loves his sister, who is his one and only blood relative. How can I dissect Satoto-chan using my research as an excuse? I didn't feel guilt for the man from last year, but I feel unbearable guilt towards Satoto-chan. That means what I did last year was very sinful. I don't care if a stranger dies, but I don't want Satoto-chan to die. That's not right. All lives are equally precious. I tried to convince myself that he was a violent murderer, but maybe he only became that way because he was at this terminal stage. I don't know anything about him before he became deranged. Maybe he was a model citizen who was worthy of respect. Unfortunately, he became ill and ended up doing what he did. Maybe he was a victim himself. Just like my father. I know more about Hinamizawa syndrome than anybody. This disease makes people act in bizarre ways, without those people even realizing it. So when the people at the terminal stage do strange and violent things, one should be sympathetic. I already knew that back when I decided to go down this path. I should have remembered it sooner, but I only did just now. I finally realized what sinful research I'm working on. Satoto Hojo's details test results came back. The results say L5. She's at the terminal stage of the terminal stage. It's actually a surprising result. In last year's case, the patient was extremely deranged. According to Takano-san's records, he complained about itching coming from the lymph nodes all over his body and wanted to claw at his throat, just as the late Dr. Takano mentioned. But Satoko-chan isn't displaying such symptoms. Even in the late Takano's data, throat clawing is said to be a characteristic symptom of terminal stage patients. However, not all patients experience that symptom. I thought that automatically happened at T5 or level 5. But I just say I do think they said in Higurashi that she did hit level 5 once and then she eventually got down to level 3 by Higurashi. Besides, emotional expression is very different in each person. Even if it's the same emotion, one patient may express it rather violently and another may express it calmly. There's no way of knowing just by looking at a person. But Satoko-chan's detailed test results say that she's at the terminal stage of the terminal stage, L5. In other words, she may be feeling what the man from last year was feeling. It's just that she isn't expressing that feeling in the same way that the man was. Hinamizawa syndrome affects the frontal lobes of the brain. It stimulates the most primitive of emotions, doubt, very strongly. As a result, terminal patients are trapped in delusions and paranoia, and end up committing horrible crimes. Satoko-chan seems to show improvement when she's exchanging friendly words with Satoshi-kun. But there's a paranoia stirring inside of her that may put her in a deranged stage at any moment. I can't let her leave the clinic like this. However, if things go according to the manual, I will have to make a decision on her dissection. My decision will only be a formality. I can't actually refuse. Takano-san appears to be already working on the dissection schedule. That plan will come to me. Would I feel the same way while dissecting Satoko-chan? Would I be able to experience that trance once again? No, the question is, can I fight the temptation? As I pretend to question myself, I'm letting Takano-san prepare things on her own. By doing so, am I passively agreeing to Satoko-chan's dissection? If possible, I want to save Satoko-chan. I don't want her to become a sacrifice for this research. I bet it's like a trade-off, like Rika becomes her volunteer test subject, so they agree to keep Satoko alive and do like tests on her too, I guess. Maybe. Or maybe just Satoko becomes a test subject. And yeah, I mean, it's good to have someone like high level so they can constantly test and monitor, I feel. Then what about the man from last year? Do I only care about the lives of the people I know? If I don't dissect her, do I let her live and leave the clinic? Do I simply wait for her to become deranged and commit a horrible crime? Might have already been too late though. And then she'll end up here, just like the man from last year, and I end up dissecting her anyway. The man from last year was dissected alive and kept that way for several months. Several months? Huh? Holy shit, I didn't think they kept him alive for months. How do you even do that? Okay, that's super horrible. Holy shit. For some reason, I was thinking like maybe like a day, maybe a little more, like hours, not months. That's insane, dude. Poor Satoko, Jesus. With the skull left open, he wasn't allowed to die for several months. He was kept alive just for a cruel experiment. Holy shit. I don't want to do that to her. I don't know what to do. Even debating and agonizing over it is leading towards consent for her dissection by elimination. Do something, Ariate! No! Okay. Where's your inner power? Well, that wasn't good. For Satoka. Oh, so my plan was thwarted? I thought that would lead up to something else. It didn't lead up to this. Oh, this. Wait, maybe that? What else would there be? Question mark, question mark? I don't know what a Rika high fever is. You know what that is? I need a save so we don't brick our game. I don't actually have a clear path, I feel. Because I'm doomed. Did roll of one work? It didn't work, right? It didn't work. Well, okay. I think we tried it already. I forgot. So there's like 2 potential options we have. I think this is gonna be a 3-parter. I mean a 3-er, not a 3-parter. Not a... I think that's this. And this will lower Satoko's down. But I also want to try this. Okay. We're Brits. Okay, so I only see one open. But yeah. This has been taking a bit longer. Maybe because I'm rambling, or maybe they're just longer. Also, like I said a billion times, I'm pretty tired. This should work though. Yeah. This is the vaccine, I guess, from the Rita experiments. And they're gonna lower her level, which convinces Takano and the gang not to dissect her, is what I'm guessing is gonna happen. Plans for Satoko-chan's dissection are moving right along. I don't want Satoshi-kun to be sad. I feel pity for Satoko-chan and her harsh circumstances. I'm still struggling with how much I have to sacrifice for the sake of research. Oh, so I was wrong. Rita's already doing the experiments.
Eh? Ah, sumimasen.
So that wasn't part of the deal, at least. Though Rita might strike a deal if she figures out what's gonna happen.
どうなさいましたか、リカさん。
僕の友達がずっと長く入院していますが、その子はひなみ沢症候群ではないのですか？
それを誰に聞きましたか？
僕がそう思っただけです。どうなのですか？入江。聡子はひなみ沢症候群ではないのですか？
Rita-chan is on our side. There's nothing I have to hide from her. Actually, I probably shouldn't keep anything from her.
はい。両親との不仲と、その両親の突然の死。彼女の心には、それは一度に受け入れるには、あまりに大きすぎる出来事でした。それが引き金になったのかもしれません。
検査の結果は？
レベル5です。上辺は非常に安定して見えますが、情緒は非常に不安定です。先日からサトシ君の見舞いも謝絶にしました。
Not even Satoshi can make it happen.
サトシに聞きましたです。 里子の心の傷がなかなか癒えないと気にしていましたです。入江、里子はどうなるのですか？
Satoto-chan is Rika-chan's best friend. How can I tell her that we're planning to dissect Satoto-chan? However, even if I don't say anything, she already knows that Satoto-chan's situation is extremely poor. She's gonna say it.
僕の体を調べて、たくさんのことが分かったのではないですか？
ええ、それはもちろんです。症状を抑える効果が期待される試薬も現在いろいろと試しているところです。
それを里子に与えることはできませんのですか？
一度は考えました。しかしかなり危険です。
I mean, it's better than the freaking alternative of dissecting her alive for months.
体力や精神
To be
力に余裕
honest.
がある検体に試し、少しず
Though I
つ
guess,
データを集めていこうという段
I
階
mean, I
です。
guess they wouldn't want her to die. They'd rather dissect her. But like, again, think of her as a freaking guinea pig to try your vaccine on, you know? Which what happens anyways.
里子ちゃんのようなもう後がない人間に試せるような代物ではありません。
では入江、その薬を試さないなら里子はどうなってしまうのですか？
She spoke as if aware of our plans for Satoko-chan. No, she must actually know. I've told her about most of my research. She's more mature than she looks, so it'd be easy for her to figure out.
僕は里子が 1% でも助かる可能性があるならそれにかけるべきだと思いますです。
非常に危険な賭けです。最悪の場合、彼女は即座に末期発症し錯乱するか、さもなければ人としての心を失い、一生を焦点の合わない目で壁を見て過ごす体になってしまうかもしれない。どちらもそれはあまりに過酷な運命です。
全身麻酔で痛みを感じさせずに眠ったままを殺す方がずっといいというの。入江、よく高野が言う通り、医学に 100% はない。でもこのまま放置すれば里子を待ち受ける運命は 100% の絶対の死しかない。
I mean, I understand Irie, you know, the hesitation, but like again, just the situation you're in is so different from like a normal terminal illness. Like, I guess a common one would be better. And again, the alternative is going to be just dissecting her brain alive, which again, Irie said deep down he might just enjoy it, but yeah, I think Satoko would probably want to try the drug if she knew about the situation, though she is just a kid, so she probably couldn't process it at all, but still. I like trying the medicine, and we do know it actually works, so.
ならば、どちらにかけるかは明白なはず。
そうですね。その通りです。
But I know too well. C103, the medicine that's being tested, may not even be something that can be used. It may not even have a 1% chance of success. Worse, I can't even imagine what kind of tragic end she'd meet if her body rejects the medicine. That's why I'm tempted to believe it'd be far more merciful to feed her favorite food, let her gently fall asleep, and after that we dissect her while she dreams. I mean, at least they're okay, for some reason, when they said that about the murder victim, I just imagined him being, like, semi-conscious the whole time, which would actually just be overly cruel and probably not make much sense, so. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's such a weird picture to think of. There's no way I can personally, I guess, agree with that. But I'm not a brain guy. I don't want to admit it, but Takano-san is right. I'm being indecisive and showing a lack of resolve. How effective could medicine made by someone like that really be? So because it was medicine I created myself, I couldn't even believe there might be a 0.1% chance of success.
僕は入江の作った薬なら信用できると思いますです。
Imagine, I mean, I'm sure there is a fragment where Rita couldn't convince Irie and Sasoko just died after being dissected. It's a rough life. She spoke as if she read my mind. Surprised, I raised my head up to look at her, and found her giving me a reassuring look I never would have imagined someone her age capable of.
入江は人の命を左右するとても辛い仕事に耐えている。本来人の生き死になど人間がどうにかしようというのがおこがましいこと。その重圧は背負った者にしかわからない。
Her voice hasn't changed, but I feel like Rita-chan is admonishing me. Almost as if she knows what it's like to be responsible for human lives. Well, she kind of is, in a way.
罪の意識と後悔の重さを加えて決められる。だから入江はまだまだ危険な薬を聡子に試せない。そうでしょう。
Takano-san said the same thing when she criticized me earlier. I'm being criticized again.
でも、だからあなたになら聡子を託せると思う。
え？
人の命はとても重い。その重みに耐えかねるのは、あなたが人の命を大切にしたい心があるからこそよ。そんな心がなくして、どうして人を病気から救えるというの？高野みたいに人をモルモットとしか思ってないやつの治療薬なんか
So spooky Rita
試せる
face.
と思う
I shouldn't have laughed, but I couldn't help it. I felt like I should laugh.
高野とあなたがそれぞれに薬を差し出したなら、私は入江の薬の方が治るように思う。
It's an interesting idea. At
だっ
least
て薬は人の心から生み出されるんだもの。
it's kind of an interesting argument to think of too. But I don't really want to get into it because it's late. So we'll save it for another time.
自分の身から滴り落ちる雫で人を救いたいという気持ちが人の病を癒してくれる。
おっしゃる通りです。医者が薬のことで諭されるとは。
私は自分の体を他でもない聡子のために差し出した。私の体から注射針で抜き出したものはすべて私から聡子に捧げる薬の雫。その雫から命の本当の重さを知り、日々聡子に聞かないわけがない。
Do Shrine Maidens take confessions? If they do, she's doing a great job being a Shrine Maiden at this age. It's a good one.
これは賭けになります。聡子ちゃんが果たして受け入れてくれるかどうか。
聡子に伝える必要はありません。聡子にとってひなみ沢症候群を知ることは心の
I mean, let's be honest, it's not like you were gonna...
ことにしかならないのだから。
It's not like you were gonna tell her about the Dissections, so... What did she mean by those words? When I realized it later, I was surprised by how thoughtful and perceptive she was.
解剖計画を中止させましょう。
Let's
北
go!
条聡子に対する C103 投与実験に変更します。
Blessed Rita saving the
せめて
day.
1% でもうまくいく確率が上がるように努力します。
Dude, trains run at 1 a.m. on a freaking Thursday?
大丈夫ですよ。
Surprise, new information every day.
絶対にうまくいきますです。
Also, the constant switching between the Rika voices is funny. It's so weird. In a good way.
そんな楽観してはいけません。
It's also like extra funny that Iri said it's not like her voice actually changed. Or it's not like her voice changed, but she felt different when her voice definitely does change.
大丈夫なのです。もう決まってることなのですから。これはフルデ神社の巫女様の心強いお告げです。ファイト。
Yay! The classic. You know, you hear the meeps, you hear the nipas. You kind of forget about this line sometimes, but she likes to whip that out a lot. Okay. I wonder if that counts as it being cancelled. I mean, I guess it would. So what do we have for next episode? And then we only did 3, but it did take a while. Moving forward, we'll do 4, unless it is like another recording on another work day. This should work, I feel. Then we don't really have anything else, I think. I don't know how we do this one, because we can't actually even do the other Satoshi stuff, I think. Unless this is like close to the 4th murder, but it's kind of weird that Satoshi not being able to visit Satoto in the clinic would be a requirement since that's so long ago. Oh wait, that might come soon. I'm not sure. It's definitely on a narrow path. Have we had rock candy? Oh yeah, we did! We could have done this. Okay, that's a path. Rock candy was Mion's thing, and yeah, we couldn't have done that at the start of the episode, but okay, so this one's also open along with that one. I guess we'll have a nice change of pace and go do some Satoshi stuff. Even though we did do some Satoko stuff, it was more focused on the clinic side of things, so that's fun. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed and have a great weekend. I will see you guys Monday! Start of Monday! Woo! But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!